Good evening, good afternoon. We are back with the other sister of Delta Sigma Theta. She is actually my sans, Ms.Aleta Harris. Thank you for being with us today. Ooh. Yes, we are both Spring 96 Deltas, A&T and Howard University, two prestigious institutions, Black HBCUs. And so thank you, Aleta, for agreeing to continue this interview with the Harris sisters. Yes, this is amazing. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your career, and how you're in a very important career, I would say, how you got to be where you are today.
Okay. I have come from a family of a lot of healthcare providers. I've always known at an early age that I was going to serve the public. I mean, that was just, I feel like my passion, my mission and purpose is to help others and to help heal others the best way I can, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually. And I guess this is what happened. My father is an OBGYN. He's retired now. He's a doctor. He went to HU.
I didn't know. Wow. Okay.
For medical school. Undergraduate, he was at Virginia State. But they paid for the Navy paid for his medical school. So he's an OBGYN, retired, and he had his own practice. We lived in Martinsville, Virginia. We had traveled many places by that time. And he had a nurse there in his practice. And to be honest, I used to get bullied on the school bus, and his practice was closer to my school than our house. So instead of going on the school bus, I would walk to his practice and hang out with his nurse. And she was just amazing, you know, just seeing the equipment and how she talked to the patients. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. So, you know, I kind of hung out in his office all the time, and the rest is history. Just went on to nursing school at A&T.
That's amazing. That's legacy leadership. Like your dad poured on or gave you the opportunity to experience that shaped your future.
Exactly. And you know, I selected A&T. Our parents, the way we grew up, it wasn't, are you going to college? It was, which historically Black college are you going to? You know, we had no other choice. So I picked A&T because at the time it was a good school. My older sister was at Hampton, and that's a great school,
Very
but
nice.
I kind of wanted my own experience. Yes, it's a great school. She loved it. She had a wonderful time. She's 4 years older than me, so she was leaving. I was coming in, and you know, I was concerned. Well, what if my experience isn't like hers, and what if I compare my experience to her? I didn't want that. I wanted my own journey, and I kind of wanted to be a little farther from my parents. I was kind of the free spirit, the middle child one. So, you know, I picked North Carolina because also North Carolina A&T had one of the best nursing programs. They had the highest passing rate when I graduated from high school in '91. So I went to North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, and I went to their School of Nursing. I was accepted there and loved it. It was great.
Very nice. So since quarantine, we've been in quarantine for some time. You know, March 13th to be exact, Friday the 13th, right? What have been some of the things that you've been thinking about? I'm sure it's a lot because you're a mom as well, you're a woman. What are some of the things that's been on your mind from your different hats that you wear? I know you serve on a mental health awareness committee. So with all the hats that you wear, what are some of the things that you've been talking about, discussing with your colleagues or your friends or your community members?
Okay, well, and that's great. I'm glad you brought that up. Well, with the COVID, you know, it's been kind of challenging because I'm a single mom. I live here with my son, Isaiah, and he's 12. So it's an adult and a child. And I actually was a telecommuter. I no longer work on the floor. I do administrative nursing. Now that I have my master's degree in health service administration, I do administrative work with Johns Hopkins. So I have been a telecommuter for 6 years. So the telecommuting didn't really change me with my profession. However, you know, during the course of my day, a lot of times I'm phone tagging, we're voicemailing. I don't really physically talk to anyone. And then I have my son who's an only child. So it was a challenge at first because, you know, he wants children to interact with, and I want to interact with adults, but I also want to interact with him. So it's trying to find a common ground, things that we could do, like watch a movie together, play cards, do a puzzle. So trying to bring it all together, because we were here 24/7 around each other. So that was a challenge, but I think we've overcome it. Because our big thing before COVID was the movie, and you can't go to the movie. So we're finding things to watch on TV. And I'm bringing like old movies like School Days and, Boys in the Hood.
Nice, good one.
That he hasn't really seen. And I guess with the lucky thing is we have virtual. So I'm on the Mental Health Association of Frederick County. I am a board member, and I love being a board member there. And some of the things that we are trying to do is with the George Floyd incident, we're trying to do a statement about that because, MHA stands by Black Lives Matter, and they feel that that is a very important cause. So we're trying to create statements. Also, I'm trying to stay active with Delta, just trying to stay connected with my family. And I think that it's been successful. There are times where it gets a little isolated and lonely, but you just have to turn the page. You have to find a good book to read, a good show to watch, put something on YouTube, or make a nice meal, or do something, just try to step outside your box at home a little bit.
I love that. I love that you're, doing the work of, Delta, serving on mental health. So you're keeping yourself busy, and obviously being a parent as well and managing that. So, but of all the things you're doing and managing, what is the hardest thing for you?
I would say the most challenging thing, I find myself kind of, before COVID, I had like a schedule. I was out and about, running around, trying to do things and manage things that way. I kind of, I'm learning things aren't as important as I thought they were. I don't have to go to the grocery store today, which we couldn't, but we could,
right,
but it was
right,
different.
right.
I can put that off. I don't have to get all of this now. I can wait. It's kind of like taking time for myself, spending this time to focus on myself. So managing life isn't the hard part. It was actually taking a deep breath and pausing, because I realized I was so busy and I was so focused on so many physical things that were important, but not crucial. It didn't have to be immediate. So it's kind of, I guess, to answer your question, just slowing myself down, smelling the flowers and enjoying life the best way I can.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's important to be, like, think about the to be's in life, right? Yes, what's going to be, not like what's happening, because, everything will work out, right? And so thank you for sharing.
Everything works out.
Exactly. So positivity, you have a lot of positive energy. When I'm around you, I'm inspired. You're motivated.
Well, you inspire me too.
Yeah. So what else, or what are some secrets that you're doing to remain positive? I know you and I have talked, and you've motivated me and helped me to guide to myself to do meditation. So share some of those things that you're doing to be positive.
Oh man, to remain positive. First of all, I just try to keep a positive attitude in mind. At night, I wipe my slate clean, with issues that I've had the night before. I try at night to say a prayer, wipe my slate clean. And then when I get up in the morning, I cut the TV off. I used to leave the TV on and hear news and things going on CNN. I've cut all that off at night. I wake up in the morning, I affirm and thank God and count my blessings, and each day more and more come to my mind how blessed I am. And then I do my meditations. I try to do an aerobic workout in the morning. Just try to just sit there for a moment in the morning and just be so thankful that I'm here and that I'm alive and that I'm healthy. And that keeps my attitude positive. I try to stay focused on reading positive things. I mean, as far as the news, I know it's important, and I was the type of person that watch it religiously every day. But, now maybe I don't watch it every day. Maybe I watch it every other day. If there's something critical or alert, I'll get it on my phone, but kind of turn away from that. And my life is just a lot more positive. Don't focus on the negative. And that makes, sense for me. Just keep my day positive. Even when somebody at work or somebody is challenging, the times get challenging, or I talk to someone on the phone, I still try to not spiral down. I try to find the positive in whatever the negative they're saying. Try to reverse it. Well, it's not that bad, you know. Let me find something positive out of what they're saying and doing that I don't like.
I love that about you, Aleta. I think, you are very, specific and intentional. You're very reflective, but you are a very positive person. And you can pay attention to details, and you don't always agree with the norm. And that's okay. That's what we are. That's what Deltas do, right? We kind of like think about other perspectives. We bring it all to the table. Let's consider this. Let's consider that, right?
Exactly. And I've just always been somebody a little outside the box. Again, my parents call me the free spirit. I was the flower child. I was the child with the pink hair, or well, not pink, green. Well, not green. Well, the blue hair.
Not pink and green together for sure.
Not pink and green together, but no.
Shout out to the ladies of Alpha Kappa. I will tell you, some of my friends, some of my best friends, and our AKAs, Courtney, Coco. There's a lot of friends that are AKAs. So shout out to the Pan-Hellenic Council.
Right, but I'm talking about like high school and things like that. I was just always somebody a little bit different. So I'm coming into my own reality. And
I would say unique, rather than different. I would say unique, because you are very unique.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I just appreciate your energy too. You help uplift me. You really do. And keep me motivated.
Thank you. I'm glad, it's the spring 96. Are you fall 96?
I am spring 96.
Spring 96. Okay, so we are all the way staying. So spring 96, Delta Sigma Theta in the house right now, y'all. So that's why we connect so well. So last question. Thinking about parents, you are a parent. Thinking about students, and for me, I think about my class 2020 graduate, C.A.R.E., who, I feel like she has no prom, she has no graduation. Now she can't even go on campus at Hampton. So, I pray for her. What kind of advice would you give to her or to other class 2020 graduates and to parents, parents who are maybe, let's go with parents who are managing those students, or parents who are managing crisis from their students or their loved ones who have been impacted by Black Lives Matter. That's huge. I'm giving you a lot. But you're a mental health therapist and nursing, so you can handle this. What kind of message would you give to the people that have been highly impacted by COVID or Black Lives Matters or just graduation loss?
Yeah, at this point, the key is to stay grounded. You have to really stay focused. You have to pray. You have to have faith that this too shall pass. And, I've always been told, when you're having a challenging situation, sometimes you just have to hang on like a roller coaster and enjoy the bumpy ride. I've been on roller coaster, you get on and you're like, why did I get on here? And you're going up the hill and it's going to be more than what you thought it was going to be. But sometimes you just got to hang on, and it'll be over soon. And, you have to think about what that's going to be like when it's over and, you're moving on with your life. And that's where I try to stay focused, not in the present, like where we are now. I'm not thinking about the negativity. I'm thinking about when we've overcome and what that world would look like for me and my family.
Awesome. I appreciate you, Aleta, and thank you for, volunteering or being voluntold. You really volunteer. Thank you for agreeing to do this.
I'm shy. I mean, my sister is a lot more talkative.
You did a good job.
I'm very shy. Yeah.
You're a natural. You're gifted. So thank you for your time. Once again, it's Jeneen from Jeneen C.A.R.E.S, where we're caring, achieving, restoring, empowering, and supporting our youth for the future. Today, you got a double dose of the Harris family. 2 phenomenal women, 2 legacy leaders, 2 sorors of mine, members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, both with amazing stories, both with amazing leadership. Again, thank you for your time today, and God bless everyone.
Thank you.